Good morning, everyone. We're on. Good morning, everyone. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have a moment of silence for our country, please. Thank you.
So before we get into our public comment, I would like to give a little report. I've spent the last couple of weeks researching this CARES money that, of course, everybody's got comments and questions on. So one of the things we found out, and listen, it was not easy getting the information. You know, you have to poke a lot of people to get this information. So what we did find out is that this federal CARES money, if you were a county that had more than 500,000 people in population, you got the money directly from the federal government. So we thought that, you know, under the rules that were out there, that we were entitled to get a portion of that through the state. And unfortunately, I found out that that is not the case. What I did find out is the federal government did put legislation in. Now, the first thing that I was told by the federal government was that the reason our county didn't get a direct deposit or money directly from the federal government was because we were so small that we couldn't handle an electronic transfer, which of course I told them was nonsense, and which allowed me to dig even further to find out what was going on. And with some help of our CCAP organization, our County Commissioners Association, they were able to get the facts for us as to what was going on. So what it came down, the federal legislation put money out to all counties across the United States that had more than 500,000 people. But any county that was under that, there was no money allocated for those counties from the federal government. So there is no entitlement. We weren't entitled to anything only because the legislation at the federal level didn't put anything in the legislation for us. What they did do is then they sent money to each of the states for the governors to determine you know, how that money could be split up and best suited to help out the different organizations. So one of the things that I was told by a person at the federal level was that it was done that way because they felt that the rural counties really didn't have a good understanding as to how that money should be spent, so they thought it was necessary to exclude those counties and send that money to the state government and let them decide how to split the money up. So with that said, the money that was sent to the state, we were not entitled to get any of it. Actually, the governor didn't have to give us any of that money. But we did get a percentage of that money. And if you look at the per capita, you know, you look at Lancaster County that got over 92 million direct from the federal government. And if you did that per capita for us, what the federal government should have gave us was like 7.2 or 7.4 million. With that said, we were fortunate enough that 3.6 million was put out to the state. Now I know that originally, as I said in my video like 2 weeks ago, we were all concerned about all the strings attached to the money. There was actually a caveat in there in the original release that, you know, we would have to follow the governor's rules and the public health no matter what was said now and forever. Well, I will tell you that my video reached out to 35,000 people. And because of people sending emails and everything else, there's no language in the agreement at all that references anything about the governor. Now, there is a reference to DCED and their requirements, but that's mostly for their auditing files and their changes that they do. It's the normal language from DCED. So I just wanted to kind of clear the air on that. And then thank the people that, helped me out and helped the commissioners out by sending emails and stuff. That language is not in these contracts, so, that's a good thing, and that money now can be used to help some people that need it. So with that, Chairman, I'll turn it back over to you, and you can start your public comment.
Would I be able to add something real quick? There is a copy of that contract, as I understand, attached with the agenda for anyone
Yes.
to review. So that's right on our website.
Yep.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall, for that very thorough explanation and report. Thank you very much. And we thank the governor for looking out for us and blessing us with $3.6 million. We appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna open public comment. Public comment on the agenda or non-agenda items. Is anybody on the line this morning?
Yes, I'm on the line. This is Vera.
Good morning, Vera. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How's everybody?
We're doing well, thank you.
I'd like to know more update. I guess the green phase is going in this Friday, from what I understand.
That's correct.
And do we have any deaths the past 2 weeks?
We have had several. I believe we are at 20 now.
You are 20 now?
In the county, yes.
20 in the county. And are they all nursing home deaths or otherwise?
No.
It's a mix.
It's a mix. I think the majority are.
It's
There
a
may
mix.
just a few that are not.
And the masks, where are we supposed to wear masks as far as that goes?
Into businesses, still into restaurants and grocery stores, and when you're in large crowds.
And I understand it's not a law, is that correct?
It's not a law, it is recommended.
Recommended, okay. Then my other question is PennDOT working at full force at this point?
I believe they are.
Are they working like this? They are? Because I hardly see them anywhere as I drive around the county, so I was a little concerned.
Do you have a report on that? You had a meeting just recently.
Yeah, they're actually putting out reports now. Actually, they're working 2 shifts instead of everybody on first shift to get some social distancing with PennDOT. They're actually running 2 separate shifts, so they are out. They are trying to get back to the areas that need the largest work. They're on Interstate 81 trying to get that fixed. They're trying to get some bridges done that are closed and some sluice pipes that have collapsed. Like there's one over outside of Susquehanna that's collapsed. They're working on that one. And some of the other bridges that are closed, they're trying to get those roads back open first, as well trying to do some of the regular maintenance of ditch cleaning and trying to get the roads marked with lines so at least people know that they're on a road. So they are working on it.
Here we go.
Because I've called them several times, and about where I live in Silver Lake Township and Liberty Township, our main road here, Laurel Lake Road, which is State Route 4002 and Route 29 North, are in really bad shape. And they have, I'm begging them to come there. So whatever anybody can do, but I'll also contact the state again, the transportation department, but begging them to come out. It's really difficult to drive on those roads, the way they're cracking and breaking.
Okay, thank you. Okay. We'll make a call.
Well, I also okay, thank you so much. And I have a question about number 8 on the agenda. James Kane has resigned, or has he been terminated?
He's resigned.
So who's going to replace James Kane? Do you have anybody?
No, where you have to run an ad and try to find somebody.
Do you know why he's resigned? Can you tell us?
It's personnel, so we can't discuss that.
Okay, I was surprised to hear it at this point. And number 10 on the agenda, geoscience, engineering, and testing. What kind of, that's just for the assurance. What is this building? Can you explain more, the public safety building, and what this testing is about?
The testing will be, this covers like, as we're building the building, when they have to test the concrete and the pavement and things like that. This company is a third-party company that tests those things to make sure that they're up to code and up to standard.
And then can you explain also what the public safety building does for us?
Well, it's going to house quite a few
Yes,
offices. It's going to house our 911 and our EMA. We're going to have a court over there. We'll be moving Jody Cordner's court, which is in New Milford. We'll be moving her over there. We will have a full-fledged small courtroom over there. We're also moving our coroner over there, and our coroner and maintenance,
And there'll
detectives.
be our undercover
Our-
detectives.
Some other detectives. There'll be 2 buildings actually, Vera. The coroner and his vehicles, his van and his vehicles will be in a separate building. And then the 911 center and the courts will be in another building. There will also be a big conference room there where we can hold trainings and we can hold meetings. It's going to be quite a facility.
And what is the actual address and the projected completion date?
Well, once we break ground, which hopefully will be in like the next 30 days, we're hoping, the project is supposed to be done in about 9 months. That's what we're anticipating. And what was the other part of that question?
The address.
The
we'll have
address.
before
The
you.
address is Gibson. Do you have the total
Yeah,
address?
I don't have the exact.
We don't have the
address.
exact address, but it's off the Gibson exit.
Okay, so it's near the Gibson exit. You'll be able to see it from 81 or what?
Yes. It's on the side that Denny's is on, right up the road from the Lackawanna College.
Across from the Lackawanna College?
Not across, on the same side of the road as the Lackawanna College, on the right-hand side,
Oh, okay.
just above it, about not
On the
even a
right-hand
quarter of a
side.
mile probably.
Okay, well, all right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Vera.
Thank you. Is there anybody else on the line today? Okay,
Yes, hello, this is Colleen.
good morning, Colleen.
I have a couple of things. I just heard Vera ask about the masks, whether they were a law, and I didn't see where there was a law either, but Governor Wolf just mentioned yesterday or the day before that they are required for all businesses in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I
Um,
don't think you're gonna get arrested, are you?
then Mr. Hall, Commissioner Hall mentioned that the contracts do not include language pertaining to the governor.
Correct.
I'm not really sure how that works out, but in Article 5, under the compliance, it also talks about compliance with federal, state statutes, regulations, compliance with the state statutes and regulations. And I'm assuming that those regulations are regulations that come from the governor. So maybe it doesn't address the governor exactly, but the way this sounds to me, and I didn't get to read through the whole contract or anything, but compliance as far as I was concerned with some of the comments that were made online was, you know, are we going to have to bow to his, you know, regulations, rules and regulations? And when this says state statutes and regulations, it's not directly to the governor, but that would be to anything put out by the states, which in a roundabout way does include the governor. Am I incorrect on that?
Yes, you're incorrect. So this
So,
document, so let me explain. This document is a document that comes from DCED, comes from the federal government, passes through. 99% of the language in that document is through DCED and the federal government. If you look at Article 5, you'll also see that it also references Attachment C, Addendum C. Addendum C, and that, of course, is your is everything to do with lobbying and all those requirements that federal government stops you from doing, the Hatch Act and everything else. If you read farther in Article 5, what Article 5 deals with is is all the labor laws, the EEOC, deals with minority groups, deals with discrimination in several of the clauses, and that's what those statutes and regulations are referenced to in that article. As far as any future regulations, the only future regulations that would bind would be the auditing reports and those requirements that DCED changes periodically. Any additional requirements that the governor sets forth, we haven't agreed to in this document, and we don't have to follow.
Okay, so that's actually what you're going to be voting on today, then, is the document that you've actually signed to go with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Then I have a couple of odd questions. One, I noticed, Judy, you put in on your Facebook that you did not sign the letter to the governor along with the other two commissioners, and your reasoning for that. I didn't happen to notice that you posted your actual letter to the public. Has that been posted, and did I miss it?
No, I actually ended up having a very good phone call with the governor's office in place of that. I apologize for not putting that update on there, but I had a phone call with them that was very productive, extremely productive.
All right, well, I know a lot of us were kind of waiting on an update for that so that we could see what you wrote to them, so maybe you could update, what your conversation was about and how that went.
I could do that, Colleen, thank you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think the last one is the checkbook is generally available at meetings from what I understand. And I was wondering, how is that available now that we're not able to get to the meetings in person?
The
Is that
checkbook?
posted online, or will it be posted
The
online?
checkbook? What are you talking about, the checkbook? The checkbook, we don't have a checkbook lane in here in the meetings. The checkbook? What, I don't know what you're talking about, Colleen. The checkbook.
Well, the way I understand it, it's called the checkbook. I thought that took into consideration things that the checks were written out for, specifically. I guess I'd have to check into that a little
We
bit
have a
further and
book,
find out.
we just have a book. The book that lays here, this white book, is just like, has the paperwork of anything that we're signing or things that are coming in case we need to pull it out and refer to it. It's not a checkbook. It's called Commissioners Meeting Documents, and it's just copies of everything that we're talking about, dealing with.
In case we need to reference it for information.
So a lot of it's
All right, I'll
what we're
look into it a
posting
little bit further.
online is what we're, when we post like the resolution, a copy of that and stuff like that.
I think you should answer a case.
Now, when I checked on Monday for this paperwork, and I didn't see it until Tuesday, was it posted late Monday?
Yes. Yes. Okay, anything else? Stacy's not on the line.
One other thing.
I have another.
Okay, go.
Yeah, I just wanted one other thing. Is there a way that we can get them like early Monday? Because when there's documents that are this long, especially like this last one, I mean, there was no way really to read through that unless we have a job where we can sit there and, spend an hour or two reading through it all and trying to end it all.
Colleen, we're doing the best we can. We try to get things up as quick as we can. There's lots going on all the time. The wheels move very fast here, and we're doing the best we can to accommodate everybody. I'm sorry.
Well, I realize that, but my understanding is that you've had, this contract for a while now.
No, not
And
really.
it wasn't posted,
It was a matter of days. They gave us 2 days to make the decision whether we wanted to accept it or not. And then they extended it on Friday and gave us a 3rd day. So no, we haven't had it a long time.
In the actual contract.
Well,
And if you'd like to stop by, I mean, can we give a copy of that out?
Yeah.
Well, you want to stop in?
It's online.
there's a copy of
Oh,
it.
it's online. Okay, so there it is.
And actually,
Right, there's a
the,
copy online, but what I'm saying is it didn't get posted until late Monday, because I checked early on Monday.
Okay.
So Tuesday I had a chance to print it out, but what I'm saying is when a document is that lengthy and you were given 2 days to make an answer on it, that means that you had it before that
no.
in order to be
No.
able to read it over yourself
No, we
too.
just received
So
it.
then we're
When
given
did we
those
get it
2
on
days.
Friday?
We got it on.
We got it on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
towards the end of the day
Toward-
on Friday.
yeah.
Actually, we got it around 4 or 5 on Friday because we had a hard time pulling it up. And I had to call from home to be able to get a copy of it that's sent from here. So it was in the late evening on Friday afternoon. Or into Friday
So
afternoon.
then we need to contact somebody from whoever puts these out, from the state, I'm assuming, to try to get them out in a more fashionable time so that we have access and availability to read through the contract so that we can make actual,
Okay.
educated responses to these.
Or you could trust your commissioners that have been voted into office to make the best decision for the constituents of their county. There's a thought. Okay, anything else? Vera, did you have another question?
Yes, I have another question about the deaths, the COVID deaths. Just would like to know, how do they confirm those deaths? Do you know whether they're confirmed by laboratory testing or some kind of presumptive testing? Do you know how it's done
Done
to
by
confirm
medical
those deaths?
profession.
It's done by the medical field. It's, reported to the Department of Health.
So you don't know specifically if it's laboratory tested?
No.
So I'd have to call who? The medical field and maybe the health
I'd call the Department of Health is who I would call. Okay, Stacy's.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Vera. Have a good day. Stacy is
You
not
too.
on the, thank you, I appreciate that. Stacy is not on the line today. Oh, you
I
are?
am on the line.
Oh, okay, because we were told you weren't going to be on the line.
I'm going to try to speak very quietly since I'm in the
Give her
waiting
your
room.
responses.
Stace?
Where will the commissioners be holding their green phase meeting?
Right now, Stacy, the green phase meetings, we're planning on holding them right here in our commissioner's room unless there's too many people, and because, it's very, very limited in here to keep everybody 6 foot apart.
Right.
So if we have to move, we've talked about the EOC room. We've thrown around a couple options of bigger rooms in the building, but we don't really have a definite answer yet. Every county's doing it different. Some are using their courtrooms, some are using other facilities, some are going to continue to do their meetings the way we're doing it today. So it's a mixed bag out there across the state. So we will continue to use this room until we cannot, and then we will make a different decision.
All right. And how will the courthouse handle the non-appointment reopening
Okay,
to the
so
public?
I gotcha. Starting on Friday, the employees would be able to use any of the entrances and exits like they normally have in the past, and we will do away with taking temperatures. Masks will still be required, and hand sanitizing stations will still be in the hallway, and people will still be wearing the masks in the hallway, and we will still continue to disinfect everything several times a day.
Okay. And do you have a total cost to date for the county's related COVID-19 expenses that perhaps this CARES money would cover, the $3.6 million?
At this point in time, we are estimating it at about $100,000 so far that we have spent.
Okay.
With
Thank
that,
you.
I'll make a motion to close public comment.
I will second that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall, seconded by Commissioner Herschel to close public comment. Thank you very much, everybody. Number 1.
All in favor?
Oh,
Oh, we did that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, sorry. Number 2.
Motion to approve item 2.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall, seconded by Commissioner Herschel to approve the minutes from the June 10th, 2020 meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Motion to approve item 3, sorry.
I will second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall, seconded by Commissioner Herschel to pay the bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve item 4.
I'll second that.
A motion by Commissioner Hall to ratify and approve the termination of Christina Lyons from the position of part-time corrections officer effective June 11, 2020 per the recommendation of Warden Mark Shelp, seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Motion to approve 5.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to ratify and approve the hiring of Justin Ramirez Scranton to the open part-time union-eligible position of corrections officer starting at $14.96 per hour, varied hours, effective June 18th, with a 6-month probationary period and benefits according to the jail bargaining unit and the county policy manual, per the recommendation of Warden Mark Shelp, seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
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 I'll approve item 7. Motion.
I will second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to ratify and approve the termination of Lynn Lyons from the position of full-time corrections officer effective June 19th, 2020, per the recommendation of Warden Shelp. Seconded by Commissioner. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
to approve item 7.
I will second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to ratify and approve the transfer of Jeremy Shiptowski from the position of part-time corrections officer to the open union eligible position of full-time corrections officer at $14.96 per hour effective June 19, 2020 with a 6-month probationary period. Recommendation of Warden Mark Shelp, seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
Motion to approve item 8
I will,
with
sec-
regret.
I will second that with regret.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to accept with regret the resignation of James Kane from the position of Director of Planning, GIS, effective July 3rd, 2020, per Rebecca Hubbard, Chief Clerk. Seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we
Motion to approve item number 9.
We wish James the best.
Yes.
Number 9.
I will second number 9.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to approve the designation of Treehab as the lead agency for the State Food Purchase Program and Grant for the purchase and distribution to Treehab Food Banks effective June 24th, 2020 through June 24th, 2021. Seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion to approve item 10.
I will second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to approve Geoscience Engineering and Testing, LLC, to provide third-party observation quality assurance program for the construction at the new public safety facility at the cost not to exceed $100,000, paid for with Act 13 money. Seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
Aye. Make a motion to approve item 11.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to advertise for public bids on municipal bid for a 2014 Ford Taurus unmarked Interceptor with 75,392 miles. Seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion to approve item 12.
I will second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to advertise for public bids on municipal bid for a 2013 Chevy Impala with 40,000 miles. Seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve item 13.
I will second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall to approve Resolution 2020-11 to apply for CARES County Relief Grant and designation of the CARES Grant Administration. Seconded by Commissioner Herschel. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
You just read the note there.
Note, I have bids for the new public safety building. The bids were awarded as follows. General Trades is W.H. Lane for $9,616,000. Mechanical Trades, Pennsylvania Mechanical Systems for $2 million approximately. I'm just doing approximates. Electrical Trades, Urban Electric, $2 million. Plumbing Trades, O+M Multi-Trade, $662,000. And Fire Protection, $27,827. Those were our bids, and hopefully, like I said, we'll be breaking ground very soon.
Motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
Motion by Commissioner Hall, seconded by Commissioner Herschel to adjourn the meeting at 9:28. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending, and have a great day.